This is the Harford Chronicle. National conservative momentum, Harford's role. Washington is loud again. Dallas is booping a midterm convention. National committees are talking maps, money, and turnout. That noise matters. It does not decide what happens to a farm on Deer Creek, a classroom in Bel Air, or a corridor along Route 40. Harford's role in any conservative moment is not to cheer a rally. It is to keep this county from becoming the next place Annapolis experiments on. National momentum is real only if it shows up in local offices. Strip the branding off the 2026 midterms, and the argument is familiar. Who controls the purse? Who writes the rules on energy, housing, schools, and borders? Who treats the Constitution as a limit, and who treats it as a suggestion? Republicans are trying to hold and expand Congress. Democrats are trying to make the election a verdict on the sitting president. Polls will bounce, ads will get uglier. None of that changes the fact that Maryland remains a blue state that uses counties like Harford as inventory: land for solar, land for density, land for data centers, classrooms for curriculum, and a sheriff's office the General Assembly would prefer to put on a leash. Harford does not get to sit this out and still remain Harford. Annapolis does not need a national wave. It has statutes, agencies, and a habit of treating local zoning as optional. The pressure on this county is not theoretical. It is the development envelope. It is smart growth language used to pack rooftops onto roads and schools that are already strained. It is solar sited on working ground. It is the next push for data centers that drink power and water. It is school policy written as if parents are an obstacle. It is an effort to keep local law enforcement from cooperating with federal immigration authorities, even after voters here have made their preference plain. A conservative majority in Washington can slow some of that. It cannot vote in Bel Air for you. It cannot sit on the council. It cannot run the sheriff's office. It cannot sit on the Board of Education. That work is local. On November 3rd, this county will decide whether it still intends to govern itself. County executive is the person who either fights the state's map or implements it. That office either remains a check on Annapolis or becomes a delivery system for it. Council president sets the tone of the body that writes local law and reviews the budget. If you care about the envelope, apartments as a growth model, and whether the council is a wall or a welcome mat, that race is not a formality. The district seats decide who lives with the consequences of density, vacant corridors, and strained schools, and who treats those places as a line on someone else's map. Sheriff is not a side office. The question is whether the badge answers to the statute and the community or to Annapolis fashion, whether deputies may cooperate with federal immigration authorities or whether the state can forbid the county from doing the job voters already said they wanted done. The Board of Education seats on the ballot will decide whether classrooms remain places where children learn to read or places where ideology arrives dressed as inclusion. Nonpartisan on the ballot is not the same as neutral in the building. Conservatives like to talk about the country. Fine. Talk about Harford first. A national wave that leaves the development envelope soft, the council chaotic, the schools captured, and the sheriff boxed in is not a victory here. It is a press release. Harford's part is unglamorous. Learn the names, not the party label, the names. Ask what each person will do to the envelope, the tax rate, the classroom, and the jail. Show up. The general is November 3rd. Early voting will come first. Stop treating intra-Republican fights as more interesting than the people who want to run this county from the other direction. The state does not care which Republican lost a primary. It cares whether the next council will expand the map. Harford still has something left to lose: open land, towns that look like towns, a sheriff's office that has not been lectured into irrelevance, and families who moved here because it was not the place they left. Washington can roar, Dallas can fill an arena. If this county sleeps through November, none of that noise will keep a field from becoming a pad, a classroom from becoming a program, or a local office from becoming a franchise of Annapolis. Vote like the county is the point, because it is. This has been the Harford Chronicle.